Ever wondered how some individuals seem to bend others to their will effortlessly? Well, there's a term for that: manipulation. It's a psychological strategy, a subtle art that influences people's behavior or perception, often without them even realizing it. Now, don't let the term scare you off. While manipulation can indeed be used with malicious intent, it's not always about deceiving others for personal gain. It can be a powerful tool for conflict resolution, negotiation, and even therapy. Imagine being able to steer a conversation in the direction you want, or persuading someone to see things from a different perspective. It's about understanding human behavior, mastering the art of persuasion, and using that knowledge ethically. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. The art of manipulation should never be used to harm or deceive others. So, if you're intrigued by the power of persuasion and want to learn how to be an expert manipulator, listen on. To manipulate, you must first understand the human mind and its intricate workings. The human mind is a complex system of emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, a labyrinth that we must navigate and understand if we are to effectively influence others. Let's take a closer look at this labyrinth. At the core of human behavior lie emotions, a potent driving force behind our actions. Emotions can be as volatile as a stormy sea, or as calm as a tranquil lake. Understanding these emotional currents is key to manipulation. By tapping into someone's emotions, you can guide their actions, much like a sailor uses the wind to steer a ship. Next up is empathy. It might seem ironic, but to manipulate effectively, you need to empathize with your target. Empathy allows you to step into another person's shoes, to see the world from their perspective. It's like having a map of their mind, helping you navigate their thoughts and feelings. The more you can empathize, the more accurately you can predict and influence their behavior. Now let's talk about cognitive biases. These are the mental shortcuts our brains take when making decisions. They're like the blind spots in a car, areas we can't see clearly, making us vulnerable to manipulation. By understanding these biases, you can subtly guide someone's decision-making process. It's like being a puppeteer, pulling the strings from behind the scenes. Lastly, let's touch on emotional intelligence. This is the ability to manage and use emotions in a positive way, both our own and those of others. With high emotional intelligence, you can navigate the emotional landscape effectively, using emotions as tools to influence and manipulate. Once you've grasped the nuances of human behavior, you're halfway there in your journey to becoming an expert manipulator. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. It's up to you to decide how you'll use these tools, for good or for ill. Now let's dive into the world of persuasion, the backbone of manipulation. Understanding persuasion techniques is like acquiring a new language, a language that speaks directly to the human psyche. Let's get started. First off, we have the scarcity principle. This technique thrives on the basic human instinct of wanting what is rare or fleeting. As a manipulator, you'd play on this instinct subtly, making someone feel that an opportunity is scarce and thus more valuable. Next, we have social proof, a powerful persuasion technique that leans on our instinctual desire to fit in. We're wired to think that if a lot of people are doing something, it must be the right thing to do. So, as a manipulator, you'd leverage this tendency to subtly influence someone's decisions. Then there's reciprocity, the universal human need to return a favor. By doing something nice for someone or offering a small favor, you create a sense of indebtedness. This feeling of owing something can then be used to subtly persuade them to comply with your request. Now, while these techniques may sound devious, it's important to remember that they are just tools. Like a knife that can be used to prepare a meal or cause harm, the use of these techniques depends on the intentions of the user. And there's more to persuasion than these three techniques. There's the authority principle, the liking principle, and the consistency principle, among others. Each has its unique way of subtly influencing decisions, and mastering them all is a part of becoming an expert manipulator. Remember, though, that manipulation isn't necessarily a negative thing. It's a tool that, when used ethically, can help create win-win situations, influence positive change, and even save lives. It's all about how you choose to use it. With these persuasion techniques under your belt, you're one step closer to your goal. Before we move forward, it's essential to discuss the ethical boundaries of manipulation. Manipulation isn't inherently bad. It's the intent behind it that can potentially make it harmful. When used ethically, it can be a powerful tool for positive change, guiding people towards better decisions or resolving conflicts amicably. Consider the art of negotiation, where manipulation plays a crucial role. Here, the intent is not to deceive or control, but to influence in a manner that benefits all parties involved. Similarly, in conflict resolution, manipulation can help diffuse tense situations and facilitate understanding. However, it's paramount to respect personal boundaries and individual autonomy while attempting to influence others. Never use manipulation to exploit or harm. Consider the implications of your actions, and always strive for a win-win outcome. Remember, ethical manipulation is about persuasion, not coercion. It's about guiding, not controlling. It's about influence, not domination. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. So you've learned the basics. Now, how do you become a master manipulator? To truly master the art of manipulation, one must understand that it's an ongoing process. It's not about reaching an endpoint, but about continuous learning, refining your techniques, and adapting to new situations. Just as a chess master studies the game board, learning every piece and move in intricate detail, a master manipulator must do the same with human behavior. Practice is paramount. Like any skill, manipulation requires constant practice to maintain and improve. But remember, practice with empathy and respect for others. Emotional intelligence plays a crucial role. Understanding others' emotions, being able to adapt to them, and using this knowledge to influence their behavior is a key aspect of manipulation. Above all, remember that your power should be used wisely. Manipulation can be a tool for good if used ethically. Mastering manipulation is a journey, not a destination. So keep learning, keep practicing, and most importantly, use your power wisely.